Man, fans of the dead, am I right? Are you talking about like some kind of cooling device for the recently deceased? No, fans of the dead. Are you talking about a fancy custard dessert also for the deceased? Fans of the dead. Are you talking about the psychedelic band with the improvisational jams, the Grateful Dead? No, man, fans of the dead. Are you talking about that podcast hosted by Mike and Jeremy with every few new horror movies? Man, I love that podcast. Thank God, I thought you'd never get it. I love that podcast as well. Well, shit, we should sit down and listen together. Thank you for listening, everyone. Fans of the Dead podcast right here on You Run Podcast Network.
A nigga some mystery ass comfort stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, comfort stuff crust. So what you choose gonna bust, yeah, comfort stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, comfort stuff crust. A nigga some mystery ass comfort stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, comfort stuff crust. So what you choose gonna bust, yeah, comfort stuff crust.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of You Gonna Eat That Crust. This is a stuffed crust edition. We are proud members of the You Run Podcast Network, where you can find our show and all the other awesome shows on the network. And speaking of some of the other awesome shows, we have guests John from Dewey Podmonster and Justin from Pop Culture Reflections. We got no Seamus, no Ryan, and we're covering Predator tonight. So first off, let me just give John a little second to promote the pod. What's new with Dewey Pod?
What's new is we're currently taking over the You Gonna Eat That Puss podcast. We've gone and kicked Ryan out. We kicked Seamus out. We're just infiltrating. But while we're doing that, we have our own show too. I'm not going to go as far to call it entertaining, but some people do. You can find it at crap.town. You can find it at yourunpodcast.com. We talk about a bunch of movies. Some of them shitty, some not. Some of them have Ice Cube staring at a fucking monitor for an hour and a half. It happens.
With green in his glasses.
Yeah, that too.
Well, I just listened to your Frankenhooker episode, and it's featuring our boy, my co-host of A Slice of Pop Culture, Mr. Justin from Pop Culture Reflections. Justin, what's new with Pop Culture Reflections?
Everything's new every week. You know they call me J-Pop. You know they call me the Messiah of pop culture. It's your boy, Justin Skoviak. Hi, Ryan. Hey, yeah, thanks, guys. Pop Culture Reflections is all about pop culture, 80s, 90s, and beyond. Music, movies, television, pro wrestling, and so much more. All about entertaining conversation with awesome guests. At least that's what it's evolved to. And you can find us all over the place, and I am a proud member of this same network that y'all are a part of. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, absolutely. And do yourself a favor. Check out Pop Culture Reflections. Check out Dewey Podmonster. YouRunPodcast.com, where there's so many awesome shows. Check out these guys, and check out a new show as well, too. I think we're up to like 22 members.
A lot.
I always just say 20 and then add a couple numbers on there because I never know how many shows are joining this kick-ass network.
Home of entertainment, baby.
You can buy the domain YouGonnaEatThatPodcast.com. It is available.
Well, when Scott retires, maybe I will.
It's not that expensive. This is how we ended up with Rotten Tomatoes, because I fucked up saying Rotten Tomatoes, and now we own the domain Rockin' Tomatoes. So
I thought you guys did that on purpose. Nice.
The purchase was on purpose. The statement was not. So.
All right. So I got these amazing guests here tonight, and we are going to discuss a movie from 1987. It's rated R. It's an hour and 47 minutes. I already said we were covering The Predator, directed by John McTiernan. John, can you give us a plot for this movie?
Yeah, this is going to be a typical Dewey Podmonster Cliff Notes version of it, but
we
should
like.
Work. Predator tells the story of the most overqualified collection of biceps ever assembled who head into the jungle for a little commando job, led by Arnold Schwarzenegger and joined by the legends such as Carl Weathers, Jesse Ventura, Bill Duke, and so many more, as well as a less than legendary Shane Black. The group of mercs head into the Junga, shout out to Axl Rose, only to get out-muscled by an alien who has better dreads than the most Rastafarian, occasional Jean-Claude Van Damme, and a simultaneous vision enhancement and impairment.
That was the single most amazing plot description of any film I have ever heard. That is why you need to listen to Dewey Podmonster. That was fucking amazing. Love it.
I applied myself for that one. So
it's good.
And Justin, I heard you have a review.
I actually have 2 reviews. Only one of them is only 4 words, so humor me for a minute.
Justin, give me 2.
That's right. I got 2 for you with extra sauce. Let me give you the first one that is 4 words only. It comes from it's from Letterboxd, both of these, and it comes from somebody named Frames of Nick. It's a 4-star review, and he simply says, "Men fucking and dying." Now, I'm not sure if he found some porn knockoff of Predator, whatever, or maybe he just means something else by that. That's his 4-star review. Very helpful. Thank you. Now, let's go to the next one that's a little more descriptive. It's from Cernan or Kernan or Kernan. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce it. It's also a 4-star review, and he says this. This film had a genuinely remarkable quality to it. They gave us one-liners. They gave us arms with meat. They gave us ammo dumps. They gave us a simple story with lots of actions. And they gave us menacing, merciless, terrifying, and ugly motherfucker known as the Predator. What else do you want? And yes, he's right. What else do you want? That's the review.
Nice. Thank you for that. Also, the best handshake or greeting of all time.
Yeah.
My second note, most bro handshake in the history of bro handshakes ever.
Yeah, I rewatched it last night, and I swear there was like an earthquake after that fucking slap happened. It's like, damn.
There probably was, but hold on. That was number 2 for you, John?
That was my second note, yes.
What's number 1? What's number 1?
That the theme of the score and the theme, the like overarching theme that's used throughout the movie, it's fucking brilliant. So, and that happens before that. Well, it starts before the handshake. So,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So last night I did the rewatch, and on Amazon Prime it was available to rent for $3.99 or to buy for $4.99. So I rented it. I rented it. No, I bought it. I bought it. So, obviously, this is a classic Predator. It spawned many, many films. There was just a recent one, Killer of Killers, which myself and Ryan just covered, and we rated all these Predator movies.
Oh.
This guy, Ryan, Fatback Supreme, he's a former co-host. He was like the host, but we kicked him out, and now he's done.
He's that guy on the Joe Rogan podcast, right?
Yeah, he moved on from You Can Eat That Crust. He went on Bad Friends first, and now he has graduated to the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a political bro now,
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I have always thought that Ryan was the most political of the crusters out there.
Yeah, and Seamus moved on to bodybuilding and protein shakes.
Well, he should be part of this conversation then, because this movie is entirely bodybuilding and protein shakes.
Is he a professional pool player too now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Let's just talk about this movie for a little bit. Again, that rewatch, I rewatched it last night, and I got to say, it still stands the test of time. Amazing action, pretty cool special effects. A couple things are iffy a little bit, but again, it's 1987, so you can't expect The Matrix. Not that The Matrix is the end-all, be-all for special effects.
Wasn't its day.
No, I agree with you. I think the effects are actually pretty incredible. I think they stand up pretty well. I mean, we're talking about a decade of great films with great practical effects that still I would rather watch than any of the CG from, today's, cinema. So it has that going for it. As far as quality, I mean, we could debate all day whether it's as good as other films, but I think for what it is, the type of film it is, I think it holds up really well.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, this movie is a classic for a fucking reason. Like, it is just, it almost defies just being a film at this point. This movie is a big part of pop culture. This movie is a movie that's constantly references in a million different like mediums and a million different avenues. There's a reason why it is considered the most testosterone filled like man movie ever made, because it earns every fucking second of that. You know, the effects, I don't have a problem with any of the effects. I mean, this is Stan Winston effects. And if you know anything about Stan Winston, you know it's going to be fucking good. He's like, if there's a Mount Rushmore of effects, Stan Winston absolutely has a face on that mountain. Like,
Agreed.
We can have a different debate about who else goes up there, but I don't think anyone would really argue Stan Winston being on there.
Well, can you let the listeners know what some of the other movies Stan Wilson's done? Because I don't know.
Winston.
Stan Winston.
Jurassic Park, Terminator 2. Let's see. Did he design the Xenomorph? I know he's worked on the Xenomorph. I want to say it was either that or his credits are fucking great. But between this,
I think Pumpkinhead too. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure he did Pumpkinhead as well.
I thought H.H. Geiger did the Alien Xenomorph.
He did the art design for it, and if you ever look at his actual art, it's very penis alien for sure.
Because he did the Sex, well, not the Sex Pistols. It was the Dead Kennedys, which he did like a penis cover for some band.
Yeah, he did Frankenchrist. He did the alternate cover that you can't find anymore. And he did a bunch of Danzig covers too. Like he did the Danzig 3 cover, and I think he did one, maybe 5. He did a couple of them for Danzig, but I digress. Geiger has nothing to do with this fucking movie. But this movie is great because this movie is kind of the movie that's the R-rated movie for pretty much everyone. Like, yes, it's a testosterone-fueled, like, man-like exploitation movie, practically. But, you know, it lures you into thinking it's an action movie, and then it switches gears and becomes a science fiction movie. And then it kind of becomes like this weird thriller, slasher, horror movie. It goes back to being a war movie. It blends genres it blends genres seamlessly from scene to scene, and there's so many little things in this movie that you will see if you know where this movie sits in like a timeline of film. Anything that comes after 1987, there's a million like movies that you could just be like, hey, this has like Predator influence, this does, and I don't have any good examples off the top of my head, but they're absolutely out there. And I can't think of many movies that are genre flicks that have their fingerprints on more things than what Predator does.
I mean, it's 2025. We're about to get like another Predator right now. And
thank God that we are.
Prey. We had Prey a couple years ago.
We're still making up for that shitty ass Shane Black one that they did in 2018. So.
Oh God, yeah.
So did Shane Black direct that?
Yes.
Okay, and he's in Predator 1. The original.
Yes. He was a writer in the first one too, I believe.
I kind of like is this the Adrian Brody one?
No, the Adrian Brody one is a Robert Rodriguez one, and that will come back up again before the end of this conversation.
Okay. So I don't know if I've seen
his. Is the one that I wouldn't recommend it. It's one of those, it's kind of like Alien Covenant in that it came out in 2018, but it somehow looks worse than the movie that predates it by 30 years. And not just a little worse, dramatically worse. I'm not really a Shane Black fan. I know a lot of people like him. I think he has no direction in that film. I don't think there's ever really a good story told. There's a couple cool, like there's these, they're probably in another, I think they're in one of the Alien Predator movies, but there's these like Rastafarian like dog things that they have that have a couple cool moments in it. But the movie on its own, it's like they put a bunch of ink in buckshot, went and fired it on a poster board and said, that's our script, and just kind of went from there.
Yeah, there's two things I want to say about what John was talking about. And I agree with a lot of what John was saying. Like, starting with the 2018 film, I seen it one time, and the worst thing a film can be to me is forgettable. That movie's totally forgettable. And I agree with everything John says, terrible. When it comes to the original film that we're talking about tonight, what I love that John brought up was, I love a film that can balance all these different styles of filmmaking, all these different styles of genres and all that, and do it so well like this movie does. Like, this is the template for action / sci-fi / horror if I've ever seen one. And I don't know that there's too many films that balance that as well and as effectively as this movie does. And I think that's why to this day so many people still love it. I would love to like poll a group of people and find out if it's mostly men compared to women, because I don't know that the females connect with this movie quite as much as a male audience.
My wife loves this movie, but she also has me and 4 brothers, so that might have something to do with it.
That might help. Yeah, it might help.
Justin, has your daughter seen it?
So my wife and I rewatched it last year, and I think my daughter like watched the first 10 minutes. She bounced. She's like, nope, not for me. Now my wife can appreciate aspects of it, but she's not as high on it as I am. Now back to what John said. My wife has 2 sisters. Like, they had no boys growing up. So now, don't get me wrong, they were all athletes because their dad was big into baseball. So there was definitely some influence from a male side of things, but I don't think The Predator really appeals to her style of movies. So yeah, I think it kind of depends on your background sometimes. But having said all that, I still think if you give this movie a chance and you give yourself over to it, it can just hit so many, highs on all these different levels of different genres.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, I was just curious about your daughter because me and my friends were talking the other night and we're talking about like the young person perspective, like somebody who's like 15 to like 20, like what would they think of The Predator, the original nowadays?
I think they would probably walk out because of Jesse Ventura, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah. I don't know if they're as into one-liners as our generation is either, and this film's full of it.
And I just looked up the other Predators. It's got Keegan-Michael Key, so I do remember the trailer for that. I did watch the trailer, and the trailer was like, yeah, I'm all set with that. So,
Justin, you brought up the director in this, so McTiernan. This is only his second film. Like, that gets lost a lot. Like, this guy went on to direct Die Hard
Yep.
3, a whole bunch of stuff that he didn't have like the longest career. I mean, he's only got 12 titles under his belt. Only 12. With my 0. But like, you look at this guy, like before this movie, he's got this one movie called Nomads, which I've never seen. I don't know if it's any good or not, but look at what this guy rattles off after this. He does Predator, Die Hard, Hunt for Red October, skip this because I don't know what it is. Last Action Hero, say what you want, but it was a big budget, big action.
I love Last Action Hero.
Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance, Thomas Crown Affair, not my thing, but well-made film.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then it kind of starts going the other way because then you get 13th Warrior, Rollerball, a couple things that kind of fall off. But just that first, like, you take a 4 film block, you put Predator and Die Hard in your first 3 films that you've made. That's a pretty fucking amazing resume, especially when you're looking back at like mid 80s. So
yeah, if you just look at the 80s, he made 2 of the greatest action flicks of the entire decade from one director who, like you said, prior to that wasn't really making a whole lot to be heard of. So incredible run of movies there.
And he made a great Christmas movie.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
could disagree on that, but great movie nonetheless. So.
What's up with Bad Santa?
Nope. I'm going Linnea Quigley in Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I knew he was going Silent Night, Deadly Night simply because of her. It's a great film, though. For if nothing else, like I just love saying naughty.
I've never seen it.
In all fairness, too, I actually like the second one more than the first one. So,
damn, that's a take.
Well, the second one has all the best parts of the first movie.
All right, all the good stuff
And
from the
then
first
it goes
movie.
in garbage day and just does a bunch of cocaine and takes it to 500. It's amazing. So
I know we're on a tangent, Greg. I'm sorry we took over. You're going to eat that crust, but I love this because John's right. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I love about the second half of that film. The last third, the final act or whatever, because it's the right amount of cheesiness that I absolutely adore. So I'm glad you said that. I might be kind of leaning that way too. Part 2 is pretty fucking awesome.
I did listen to your episode because I know what Garbage Day is, and I've seen the clip.
Oh, we'll share it probably 20 times through the month of December. So
The 13th Warrior was a flop. That was a Michael Crichton book that I found out today while listening to an episode on Jurassic Park. I didn't realize that was a Michael Crichton book.
He's a hard read. He's harder to read than fucking Stephen King, but
yeah.
This is why I like movies and not books. Less
Fuck,
reading.
man. Try reading like George R. R. Martin.
I've done it. I wasn't happy about it. So
yeah. So we broke down this movie. We didn't break down the movie. We did a little acronym kind of game where we're going to take each letter and kind of play a little game within the game within the title. And so we're going to start off with P for Predator. And it's going to be Predator versus a fictional character, creature, or a real person. Who wants to take the first go at it? Justin, go!
All right, so this might be an unoriginal option considering the star of the film, but I was thinking, what about T-1000 from Terminator 2? I'm like so here for you have that too. Get the fuck out of here.
I do.
Like, dude, so you get him here with his fast running ass. He's shape shifting motherfucker taking on the Predator. Like, I'm here for it. It would be an amazing crossover film. Sign me up for T-1000 versus Predator, bitch.
I'm a pivot, but yeah, hell yeah, I had that written down. That's a great one because I was like, the Terminator would be cool, but the T-1000 might be a little fucking cooler.
Yeah.
I went such a different direction than you guys.
Can't wait to hear it.
I can't give my real answer because I might get deported if I do. I don't know if that's going to I'm either going to get that cut out or get canceled. My real answer is I would say literally any U of M football team. I want them to all have a whole bunch of weapons that do not function well or that they do not know how to use, and one Predator and just fucking annihilate them because I hate that team. I hate that school. So yeah, right there. I want any U of M football team to fight one Predator with a bunch of weapons they don't know how to use and that malfunction. Preferably in comical ways. Like, give them a rifle, but have like a little like fart gun come out of it or something. Whatever.
Well, I'm going to pivot, and I'll just say the Predator versus other Predators, a.k.a. this administration we got going on right here.
Oh, you went
more direct than I did. So.
Real life Predators, damn.
Get them.
So, Justin, you're the only one who's not going to be detained in the next 24 hours here. So you might have to finish this episode.
Seems like Scott made the right decision to bring me on. I don't know about you guys.
The new host of the You're Gonna Eat That Puss podcast, Justin Skoviak. It's a new solo show.
2 podcasts on the network, baby.
All right, so moving on to R, because you spell Predator P-R, and then more letters come. So for R, I have.
That spelling works? No way.
This is blasphemy. I mean, you can't replace Arnold. We're just having fun. So replace Arnold Schwarzenegger with a fictional character or a real person.
Eliza Dushku. I just watched Bring It On again the other night because I was bored. I love Eliza Dushku. She's got a little bit of a badassness to her. I want to see her with a fucking Gatling gun stomping around in the, jungle fighting a predator. I'd be all for it.
She's fought the Wrong Turn, so.
Yeah, I was going to say it's an inspired choice. I think she's awesome in Wrong Turn. I think she's a final girl that doesn't get talked about enough, so I'm totally down with it.
Yeah, it's a great answer.
My answer is actually dedicated to our boys at Dewey Podmonster. That's right, I'm brown-nosing like a motherfucker tonight because I went with a dedication to their fun episode on the movie Instant Death, which I haven't seen, and I don't think I will based on their episode, because I'm going with Lou Ferrigno as Gun.
He's gonna be sitting on a fucking pile of boxes in the jungle, just waiting for something to happen. So.
That's a good pick. I was like trying to think of like muscle men who
and like maybe even him as Hulk, as the Incredible Hulk in this movie. That'd be kind of fun.
Why not? It's more camouflage. So
exactly.
Yeah, that way the Predator could come after him because his arms are legally weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hard time with this because obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger is pretty tough to replace. He's not very expendable. I'm gonna go with.
Well, not at this point of his career.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Henry Cavill.
Boo.
It was a last minute pick.
Wasn't he in one of the Predator movies? I thought he was.
No idea.
He's a nerd. He gets into his roles. I don't think he's the greatest actor. I don't love the Superman movies. It would have been a lot cooler if he kept his mustache. The mustache gate, like it looks so. The Superman movie I did see, he had the CGI mustache off, and it looked ridiculous. I was like, what is up with this dude's upper lip?
If we're going with guys that get into their roles, fuck it, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, I mean, that crossed my mind. I just saw a picture of him because he's about to come out with a new movie since his first movie since like 2017.
Damn.
I'm sticking with Dushku.
Come on, Lou was a good choice.
Oh, Lou Ferrigno
is a good choice,
great.
especially if you pick an instant death Lou. So,
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to go with John Cena, but I figured you guys would make fun of me.
Oh, plus you couldn't see him. But hey, you can't see him. He's actually the right choice.
I actually don't hate John Cena as an actor, so I don't think he would be better. Like, just put that out there. But if you were going to do like, I don't know, if a remake, if he ended up in a Predator movie, it wouldn't be a deterrent for me.
Yeah.
If The Rock did, I'd probably be like, it's fucking annoying. But John Cena, I could deal with him being in a Predator movie.
He's the peacemaker, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Also, buddies with the T-1000.
That's true. I actually saw a clip from the Mortal Kombat game, and they were like locked together, and the Peacemaker was fighting T-1000. He's like, what? What are you looking at? He's like, you look just like my dad. Be clever. Okay, moving on to E. Eliminate one thing from this movie. Anything, which was pretty tough to do, I think.
It was easy for me.
All right.
This
Go
is the
for it.
hardest thing for me, but
All right. So, the end credits with the characters all smiling at the fucking camera?
Yeah, look very like TV sitcom.
Except for Arnold.
I fucking hate it. It reminds me of an 80s sitcom or something, and I just can't handle it. I always turn it off before that even happens, so get it the fuck out of here.
Shane Black. I just don't think he's that interesting of a character. His like big pussy joke was funny when I was like 8. In my 40s, it's just all right, whatever. Like, I really love the helicopter scene. I love Little Richard blaring on it the whole time. Everyone in that scene, except Shane Black, fucking owns their like 2 seconds of screen time. And then here comes Shane Black being a douche. Not a douche-coo, a douche. Just like sucking it up. So I would just get rid of him from the movie altogether.
No shit.
There's 97 things that die in this movie. I'd be just fine if Shane Black wasn't in it. So.
And you'd probably get rid of the other Predator that he made in 2018 because he wouldn't have that influence and have the balls.
I mean, if he was a writer, he wrote himself into this movie. So who knows? So.
Oh, he did? He was a writer in this?
Yeah, he was a writer, and that's how he ended up with like a bit role, is because they just let him do it. So.
No shit. So funny. I've never really heard the name Shane Black, and it's just been like all over the place lately, like Shane Black. And that's just me.
You weren't missing much. You were in better shape with it before you knew that than after the fact. So,
all right, this was tough for me, but I'm gonna say the off-screen death.
I'm gonna bring that up later. So,
I know I actually saw it in a comic. I know they have it broken down in a comic how it happens, which is kind of cool. But I wanted to see the showdown between Billy and the Predator. I thought that would have been cool. I know, like, the fact that you don't see it, you just hear him scream, adds a little bit to it, but it would have been cool to see him, like, die pretty much instantly.
So in Predators, the Robert Rodriguez flick,
yep,
there's a scene with the dude with the sword that basically kind of does the same type of thing. Like it's the same vibe. Like, in a lot of ways, Predators is a remake of Predator, and like quite a few ways. And that's kind of what they're going for, or at least it seems like they're going for, is the Billy scene. And he has a little showdown with the Predator. And I wouldn't go as far to say he holds its own, but the scene goes on for like 30 seconds to a minute, which is more than most people would do. So I think Billy would have probably, well, I'm going to talk about it more once we get to A, but I would agree with you. I would have liked to seen a non-off-screen death for a character that the fucking actor that plays Billy, they had to hire security for this movie, not to protect I don't remember his name, not to protect Billy, but to protect all the other actors from Billy, because he had a tendency to go fucking nuts and they didn't want him to hurt anyone else on set. That's how fucking nuts Billy is, and they off screen him to death.
Yeah, it was Sonny Landham.
Yeah. So, but the fact is that they hired a guy who he was also supposed to be the original lead character until Arnold signed on.
Really?
So this guy's originally the lead character. He's so nuts in real life that you have to have a security decal for everyone else on the movie, not him. And you off screen him. It's kind of fucked up. So
it's interesting. Also, in Predators, they did have those dog things in the Robert Rodriguez one because they sent him out.
Right. I think they did. I feel like they were bigger in the Shane Black one, but maybe, I don't know.
Well, I know they let him out because Adrian Brody's like, they're testing us. They're trying to find our weaknesses. And it's definitely not my nose.
Should have just played some piano and put him to sleep.
The pianist. Okay. Again, John McTiernan obviously did a great job. You know, we just went over his catalog and what he's done. But for D, if you had to cast a different director, who would you choose? I know it kind of gives the movie a whole new feel and vibe. Like it's like if you put like Quentin Tarantino there.
I was gonna say I have what I feel like is a mic drop here that fucking John's gonna shit all over, but I'm gonna go last. I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
So I have two because one of them I already got. My first choice would have been Robert Rodriguez. I love Robert Rodriguez and
he's fucking awesome.
Pretty much everything that he does. And to be perfectly honest, his movie that he did, Predators, is, in my opinion, like, with the exception, if you were to just ignore this movie, it's by far the best of the franchise. The only one that's better is the original. Like, I love the Rodriguez flick. If I was going to pick someone who hasn't already done a Predator movie, I would and would have been around this time frame, I would have said Paul Verhoeven. He did RoboCop, he did Total Recall, a bunch of other stuff. This would be a very different vibe for him, but if he could do space and if he can do Detroit, I feel like he could probably get a jungle, like horror, whatever this is, under his belt. I would have been okay with that.
Yep, it's a good call. And I will go next because Justin wants to go last for his mic drop. I'm going to say James Cameron. I know it would be a completely different vibe, but Aliens was absolutely excellent and one of the best sci-fi horror movies of all time, if not the best sci-fi horror movie of all time, in my opinion. I know it would be a completely different tone. It'd be a little bit more cheesy or campier, maybe with Cameron doing it. But I don't know. I think it'd be cool. Again, McTiernan was excellent, but if I had to,
I think the big difference if you had Cameron do it, and this isn't necessarily negative, I actually would absolutely watch a James Cameron Predator movie.
Yeah.
The difference is Cameron would have so much more story and so much less of the stuff between the story.
Yeah, I get that.
Cameron, like, this movie would look amazing, all that shit. Like, I don't think that would suffer at all. And you might arguably have a better film, but I don't think you would have a more fun movie. I think that's where the difference is going to be.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I agree.
What would happen if Tarantino directed it? Like, it would be like all weird dialogue and Predator feet.
Be a lot more shots on feet for sure.
Yeah.
So I actually like a lot what you got. I think Robert Rodriguez is amazing. There's a lot of stuff he's done that I really enjoy. I think he's a very entertaining filmmaker. James Cameron, when he's great, he's great. When he's not, he's not. I'll say it like that. I think his ex-wife was a much better filmmaker. That's right. I said it. Catherine Bigelow.
You're right.
Exactly. She's not my mic drop. I kind of wish she was now because she could make an amazing Predator fucking film.
I think every time I talk to you, Justin, at some point we sing the praises of Catherine Bigelow.
So, exactly. She's fucking incredible. One of the greatest directors of all time.
Underrated as hell.
Yeah. Underrated as hell. People need to talk about her. Her fucking movies are incredible. So that aside, I have a bit of a mic drop. And again, John's going to shit all over this. I just know it. But hear me out. Hear me out, okay?
Rob Zombie.
No, not Rob Zombie.
Thank God. Kevin Smith.
M. Night Shyamalan.
No. Just stop. Just stop. You guys are way off. So give this very innovative and imaginative guy a budget and some creative freedom, and I think he'd make you a great film. It would be a fucking blast of a movie. And here's some of the movies he directed. A personal favorite of mine, Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 4, The Dream Master, Deep Blue Sea, Cliffhanger, Die Hard 2, and even some episodes of Burn Notice. I'm talking Rennie fucking Harlan. I think he would have made an incredible 1987 Predator film. That's my mic drop. Again, you guys might hate it. I think he's, again, is he the best director to ever do it? No, but I think he has an interesting style and an imagination that I think would have really worked for this movie.
I'm not going to shit on it. I won't. I don't have any reason to shit on it.
I'm going to pee on it.
I'm going to puss on it. No, I don't. I don't really have a big feeling on him either way. So I mean, I can't really hate on it. So sorry.
I'm not very familiar with him, so I can't hate on it either.
Have you watched any of those movies I mentioned?
I have. I've watched all those movies you mentioned, and I love them all. So
all kind of fly under the radar.
Not a big Die Hard 2 guy. Die Hard 2, aside from Die Hard Goes to Russia, probably my least favorite of the
I was thinking of Die Hard with a Vengeance with the Samuel L. Jackson.
That's same dude who did this. So
yeah. It comes full circle.
I don't does.
Yeah, I don't remember Die Hard 2 as much. That's the one with the plane, right? Or like
it's winter. There's it's snow and shit. So.
Yeah, okay. Those are all good choices, but we'll keep the original director, please, and thank you. All right, moving on this spelling bee. We're going to A, P-R-E-D, A. It's a like and a dislike. I'm actually going to go first this time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I really like the Predator and all his gadgets. Like, I like how he's always doing his like little armband thing or take it out. He's got like a health kit built into his thing where he's either fixing his wounds and stapling his shit shut. I thought the Predator aesthetics were very fucking cool. I will say, and all his gadgets are awesome as well too. And that will, as we get further on to some of the Predator films, like they have way more gadgets that, they're taking out all sorts of weapons that are awesome. The thing I disliked, it's kind of a nitpick because again, this was a tough one. The camo effects look kind of cheesy, but again, it's 1987. I'm not trying to knock the effects. I know it's good for the time and it didn't look that bad. That's just like a small nitpick. And then the laugh at the end. And now, as I said that, I know he's mimicking Billy from the joke, from laughing at the joke. So he's basically...
It does sound a little goofy.
It does sound goofy and cheesy, but when you think about it and it's just playing back the recording, it's kind of a stupid nitpick because it's legit and it's kind of cool. I love how he does that with his gadgets as well. Does all the playbacks and stuff and like, anytime. Especially when he fucks with Carl Weathers, like when he's like looking around and you're like hearing Matt talk and, And I also like the shaving, constant shit. That dude is shaving his face right off, and he's always so sweaty.
Hey, that's just Bill Duke, though. Like, he's always like that.
Yeah, you stole my thunder a little bit because my like is Bill Duke for sure. I mean, he commands the screen. He's the one guy that doesn't seem to give a shit. No ulterior motives. He dry shaves to stay calm, which I think is fucking awesome. He also has this great line where he says something like, "Just you and me, same kind of moon, same kind of jungle." And it's not just great writing for that. It's better delivery. And that's what I love about him. So he's my big like in this movie. My dislike, I think it goes a little too far with the one-liners. I think some of them don't quite land. Some of them work fine. You're one ugly motherfucker, stuff like that works. But other ones that it just doesn't feel organic. It doesn't really match the tone of the movie, especially as it slides into that territory like John mentioned, into the sci-fi horror thing. It just doesn't work as well. It takes me out of it at times. But other than that, all in all, it's a simple nitpick because I love this movie.
Hell yeah.
So I like just about everything about this movie, but if I was going to say just one thing, it'd be the relationship between Schwarzenegger and Weathers. These guys are both at the top of their game. They both command the screen like as much as any other actor ever in Hollywood. Like, I don't even think that's shortchanging anyone. Like, they are very, like, you're locked on either of them if they're doing anything in this movie. They have this great, like, you can tell they never really go directly into what their relationship is or was. You could tell, though, they've known each other for quite some time. They don't Dutch doesn't exactly trust Dylan. Dylan definitely trusts Dutch, but like in a way that he thinks he can manipulate him. There's this weird tension between them where it seems like they trust each other and they don't trust each other. And it plays beautifully through the whole movie. Well, at least until, Carl Weathers gets dead.
Yeah.
So, spoilers.
But that's also kind of a cool redemption part from him, where he kind of goes and checks on, who's he going to check on? Mac, because he hears Mac scream, and he goes back to check on Mac.
Whose head grows back after it gets blown off somehow. I'm not quite sure how that happens. So,
yeah, right.
Doesn't really matter. As far as a dislike, they're more nitpicks than anything. We mentioned, obviously Shane Black sucks. Already said that. Billy getting off screen to death. It's definitely a nitpick because on the one hand, like Greg said, it'd probably be a pretty short fight. And, we didn't see it. We just saw him get his skull ripped out or his spine ripped out and his skull looking too small for what his head is, but whatever. In a movie that doesn't shy away from showing you people get fucked up, I kind of feel like it's weird that one of the main characters had an off-screen death. The only other thing that's kind of more of a nitpick than anything, I'm not entirely sure the character Anna needs to be in this. I think she's more good than bad because they kind of use her as a plot device a few times, but especially when it gets to the whole, he's not going to come after you if you're not going after him.
Yep.
Thing.
We're not armed.
Yeah. I think it plays better to have that than if they were just whoever. If Billy had lost both his arms, it was still hobbling behind him and whatever. But I don't feel like aside from that, she really adds a lot other than being quite literally a weight on their shoulders until she just disappears until the very last scene where it's like, oh, I guess she made it to the chopper.
She got to the chopper.
Right. So I don't really think that she needs to be removed, but she's the most forgettable part of this movie by far to me.
More than Shane Black?
Shane Black's not forgettable because he's enraging. So.
All right, so
I'm fucking going on behind me. So
hell yeah!
I thought I saw the raft scene. I was going to turn around for a second. So
yeah, I don't blame you. That's great.
Have you seen this movie, Greg?
What is it?
The Burning?
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, it's a classic. You gotta.
This is the movie that Tom Savini did after Friday the 13th because he didn't want to keep doing Friday the 13th movies. It has pre-Costanza George Costanza in it.
Really?
And it's just a camp slasher, but it's a pretty well done camp slasher.
100%.
I am embarrassed to say some of the movies I haven't seen. So
damn, dude, you need to start with Frankenhooker.
My co-host didn't see Jaws until last year. You're fine. So
he didn't see Jason Lives till much recently too.
Yeah, that too.
I've seen 2 or 3 Friday the 13th. And
you're about where he is. So.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
One of them is Jason Goes to Hell.
You think you could be my latex salesman?
You think you'd be my Friday the 13th salesman? No. I've done Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason Takes Manhattan. I swear.
Holy.
You got some of the New Line stuff and the very end of the Paramounts. You need to go way back.
I've never seen the first one. And I'm sure I've seen parts of all of them, but
yeah, watch 2, 4, and 6.
Watch the first 4 because they're I've said this on a million times. 1 through 4 is a borderline grindhouse movie, and then that different wave of the 80s changes in part 5 is a softcore porn that has a guy playing Jason sort of in it, and then 6 through 8 is that second half of the 80s where it's a lot of neon, a lot of color, a lot of other shit. Justin, you've already heard this rant. I'm sorry. Once it gets to New Line, it's a whole different conversation altogether. So
yeah, I want to say Jason Goes to Hell might be the first one I saw, actually.
A lot of people did, especially in the age group that we're in. A lot of people did because I said that I would have been 13, 14 when that came out in that area. So I could have snuck into a theater to see it, all that type of stuff. A lot of people probably in our age group probably saw that one first. Why they kept watching.
John and I could probably do a 4-hour episode for you just on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
No problem.
The greatest franchise of all time.
If I talk shit about Jason, I really have I really can't because I haven't given him enough chance. Like Michael Myers is kind of boring to me. I've seen Halloween 1 and I've seen Halloween 3.
Just stop. Yeah, don't go any further.
So Halloween 3 is the best of them.
Yeah, I love it.
It's the best.
With the masks and shit. It was fucking weird.
I would disagree with Justin. You should watch some of the other ones. I don't feel like that's a franchise you have to watch all of them. I love 2018. I think that one's fucking great. I know people don't like that because it's the David Gordon Green series, but people are dumb. I think that one's fantastic. I thought H2O is pretty good, although I don't understand why it took them 30 years to get the mask right again. The one that gets shit on a lot that I think is actually, it's a good concept, but not a great movie, is Resurrection.
Is that the Busta
Yeah, it's a
Rhymes one?
good concept. So the idea behind it is,
I actually like it.
yeah, it's not a great movie, but it's a great idea. And it's probably about 10 years before its time. Basically what they do is, the premise is that the Myers house is available and they shoot a reality show where these kids have to go stay in the house overnight.
Yeah, they're doing
And
a
guess
live
who shows
stream.
up? Yeah. So, and guess who shows up?
Yeah, I listened to You Run do like when Mark and Scott went back and forth
His
between,
versus thing?
yeah, the 4 and 7, and it was very entertaining. So
We're doing 4 this year, and I'm debating if I want to get Mark on to, because I know Mark's got like this massive boner for that fucking movie. And
Good luck getting him on.
yeah, I know, that's the other thing. But I don't have a backup plan if it's not, because I don't know anyone else who loves that movie, because it's okay. I like Danielle Harris, the adult. I don't like Danielle Harris, the 6-year-old or whatever she is. So we're way off topic. So
yeah, we've got a little bit of a tangent, and that's my fault because I'm lacking in the horror movies. I didn't get into horror movies till I was like a little bit older.
Actually, it's John's TV that's to blame.
Yeah, we're watching some fucking in the background, so you know.
there you go.
There we go. All right, you guys go ahead. I'll just watch the movie.
After A comes T, and it's a 3-word review in honor of You Run Podcast. Justin, you got a 3-word review for us?
I do. It's unoriginal, and John mentioned it earlier, but it's the first thing that came to mind. Alien with dreads. That's it.
Nice.
If it bleeds.
Nice. I kind of went with, I stole from the movie Enemy Mine, and I went, you are ugly.
I don't know that movie, but I like the review.
What? You've never seen Enemy Mine?
I did see that movie as a kid. It's pretty weird. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Guess what's next? Oh, and it's on next, aka the double feature. John, what's your double feature?
I'm going to go with another movie that is about hunting a dude. It's another movie that's just oozing testosterone. It's a lot of guys who are just full of piss and vinegar and fighting each other for who could be the most macho. I'm going to say Surviving the Game, the Ice-T film where he's hunted by Rutger Hauer, Gary Busey, and others. It's a similar vibe, but it's the only movie I can think of that even comes close to this level of testosterone.
Great pick.
What about you, Justin?
So I decided I would pick another fun film from the 80s that also features killer aliens and also features an 80s wrestling icon. I went with They Live.
Nice.
Hell yes.
I thought you were about to steal mine again.
I'll watch They Live with fucking anything. I love that movie.
Exactly. They Live is a fucking amazing film that I've been in love with for 30 years or more.
I have seen They Live.
Nice. Good.
So.
One of the best fist fights in cinema the best fist fight in cinema history. So.
Not to mention he fucking knees him in the balls. It's excellent. God damn.
You know what? Let's just end this now and go watch They Live. So.
Exactly. Turn it on the TV back there, John.
Yeah, put it on.
I gotta get up. It's on the shelf.
So I kind of copped. I went kind of cheesy. I went Aliens. It could be my favorite movie. I fucking love it. It's the ultimate sci-fi horror masterpiece. In my opinion, I think Alien is the better movie overall, but Aliens to me, it's like Terminator and Terminator 2. I will argue that Terminator is the better movie overall, but Terminator 2 is the more... See, I think Terminator 2 is filled with the one-liners. I definitely think Terminator 2 is more of a fun movie. But as far as just like tone, vibe, I think Terminator is just... There's no punches. There's no like one-liners or there's no cheese.
Now we're going to go on another tangent. So
yep,
you open the door.
Go.
Dude, I love Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is one of the best action movies of all time. And this is just like my opinion, man. Like, I think Alien is better than Aliens, and a lot of people would disagree with that. Like, I just think...
I agree with that. I think John does too. Yeah, Alien's an absolute masterpiece in a world full of people saying this is a masterpiece, that's a masterpiece. Alien legitimately is a fucking masterpiece.
I think that's like those two franchises, 1 and 2, are very similar in tone, where like 1 is a completely different movie and 2 is an action fest. 1 is like more of a horror movie, and then the second one is an action.
Well, so if we're going to go down this road, the Terminator 2, in my opinion, is one of the most fleshed out scripts in the history of film. James Cameron, for everything I just said about him earlier, I guess we'll kind of build on it. He did every fucking thing. Again, Justin's heard this rant too, so I'm sorry. He did every fucking thing he could to say, this is the end of this fucking story. I'm wrapping everything up. It's all in a nice bow. There are no loose ends. And unless you watch Terminator 3 through whatever, you could leave that movie and feel like you got, between Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, you got a beginning, a middle, and an end with no real questions left at the end of it. With Alien and Aliens, and I love Aliens also, like, don't get me, like, that's also a fantastic film. Alien is a masterclass in tension and like paranoia, and it does everything to be like, you don't even know what's coming to fucking murder you until the third act of the film. You know something's fucked up, but you don't really know what. And it does just a really good job of peeling away each layer and ratcheting up the tension every step along the way until you get to the end. Aliens, on the other hand, like you said it's an action movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of fun. I love Bill Paxton in that. I love help me out here, Justin. She's in Near Dark. She's in Terminator 2.
She's in T2 as well. Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah.
Both Bigelow and Cameron used her, but I forget her fucking name. I apologize.
Right. But she's amazing, and like there's amazing things in too. But at the end of the day, when Sean hears this, he'll probably give me shit because he prefers Aliens over Alien. But at the end of the day, Aliens, for me, is a popcorn movie. Alien is a masterpiece.
I agree. And one thing I want to say real quick, what John said, the amount of tension that film builds is unlike any movie I have ever seen. And what I love so much about it, and I even said it in my episode, is I love that the alien is vulnerable and he's just trying to survive. And I think that's something that not enough horror films do, that gives it just this extra layer of relatability and primal, feelings towards it that I absolutely adore about it. And that's, like John said, absolute masterpiece, one of the greatest horror films of all time, regardless of subgenres. Yep. I just wanted to put that in there real quick.
Yeah, the scene with Dallas alone, when like he's in the tunnel and like she's like communicating with Dallas as like coming up on him. And now let me say to the audience and to you guys that I prefer Terminator 2 and I prefer Aliens over both of them. I just personally think the better movies are the originals.
I can see where you're coming from.
I think T2 and Aliens are more fun. I'm not disrespecting them. If someone says that T2 is the better movie, I'm not going to be like, fucking, you're wrong. Because T2 is amazing. Like, Seamus is going to smack me in the face saying, like, Terminator 2 is like his favorite movie. He fucking loves that movie. And he would fucking just be so pissed if I said Terminator was better.
I mean, I get Sean to tell him that if you want, because he likes that one more too. So
the original Terminator?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like T2 more. I just think T1 is better. But that's just my opinion.
Semantics.
Long rant over. Okay, so
it turned into like an hour and a half long episode about everything but Predator. So,
hey, that's what we're here for. On You Gonna Eat That Pus? That's what we bring. All right, we bring all the pus. We pop all the pimples, all the ooze. This is the secret of the ooze. Okay, so the final one is to rate the movie, which is R. That spells Predator. And on the You Gonna Eat That Pus podcast, we rate on the pustometer, which is 1 through 8. We rate on the crustometer on the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. It's 1 through 8. Justin, what do you got on Predator, the original?
All right, I'll give you my rating in a second, but you had to make the Secret of the Ooze joke, and I'm going to say that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2 Secret of the Ooze is better than all these movies we were talking about, but that's another tangent for another day. Let me give you my rating on Predator. So I'm going 7 crusts out of 8. It's not a perfect movie. I really love it, though. I have a lot of fun with it. Again, I think it balances all these different genres really well. Arnold is my guy. Arnold has always been my favorite action star. I love that I'm not saying he's the greatest actor in the world, but I love the fact that he's able to have a likability and an everyman thing, even though he's a huge motherfucker. I mean, even like Kindergarten Cop, I think is fucking awesome. And a lot of it is on the back of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fucking Jingle All the Way works, and it's because of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I love this movie. I'll always go back to it.
Sinbad has a hand in that.
Sinbad's amazing. Absolutely. Unsung hero of that movie. But yeah, 7 out of 8 for sure. It's a great movie. I'll always go back to it. Another popcorn flick in a lot of ways, but one that has a lot of layers, and I love it for it. Great movie.
Good call. Agreed. John, what you got?
I'm right there with him. I'd also give it a 7 out of 8. I feel like a big chunk of that is fueled by my own nostalgia, but I'm not necessarily fighting it on this one. This movie it's got this weird vibe in it that just works so well. This movie goes from these high tension scenes of like horror movies to like these 50s monster movie like sound effects and themes that like play in the background. Arnold Schwarzenegger sneaks into a fucking militia camp, deadlifts a pickup truck, and then proceeds to kill like 50 motherfuckers in about 1 minute.
Yeah.
What else do you need in a fucking movie? I mean, seriously, this movie, it's iconic. It's iconic for a reason. It's one of the movies that usually when a movie has this kind of status, I almost look at it like negatively because it's like, it's good, but it's not that. Like, calm the fuck down, rest of the world. This movie's earned its flowers. It even like when you get to the main event of this movie, when you get to, Predator takes off his fucking doodad and does his little dick jingle in front of Arnold so they can have their wrestling match and kick the shit out of him. That fight lives up to the billing, even though Arnold really just gets kicked around for a few minutes before he like lures him into a trap. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time. And even watching this yesterday, I couldn't tell you, I've watched this movie more times than I could count. It's just one of those, it's kind of like Point Break in the sense that if this movie's on, I can drop in at any point and be perfectly fine. Like, I'm never going to be pissed about it. And somehow this movie's worked its way into like every family event that we have. Like, somewhere along the way, someone's putting on a Predator movie. Like, oh, it's Christmas, we're opening gifts, we're doing dinner. Oh wait, Predator 2 is on for some reason. So it's one of those, like Justin said, it's not perfect. There's things you could pick apart, but it's a hell of a lot of fun, and it's enduring because it seems like no matter how many times I watch it, I still have fun every time that I watch it again. And Carl Weathers is a fucking man. So
yeah, we didn't talk about Carl Weathers. I fucking love Carl Weathers. He's awesome in here. He shows some vulnerability that the rest of the characters don't quite do, and I love that. And we lost him too soon because I think he still had a lot to offer to the to the movie and TV scene. So yeah, I love that guy.
On the other hand, I'm glad he didn't have to watch Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some bad shit. So especially from you, John.
Sorry.
I've had good and bad things. 2 fake thumbs up, maybe 2 wooden thumbs up. He was a great actor, great comedic actor. He was excellent in the original Happy Gilmore. He was excellent in Arrested Development as the acting coach.
He's Action fucking Jackson.
Yeah, he's Action Jackson.
One of Detroit's finest.
Yep, this is true. So for me, I had this at an 8 last night, and I think it was just nostalgia. The rewatch didn't make me want to choose 7, but just kind of thinking back on it, like, it's not a perfect movie, but it's pretty close to a perfect 80s action movie, just an action movie in general. Like, I think it still stands the test of time. Like we had talked about, is genre bending, like as far as it's sci-fi, it's horror, it's action, there's some drama, a little bit of drama in there. Yeah, like the fact that Arnold can pull off a likable character and still be a big badass is awesome. The whole group of dudes is badass. It reminds me of Aliens in a way where they're a bunch of badasses getting together to take on this thing. These guys are kind of getting picked off one by one. I gotta go with a 7. The kid in me wants to give it an 8. And I think it could deserve an 8. Like, it's completely fine with an 8, but I'm going to go with a 7 just because I think it's not perfect, but it's borderline.
Well said.
And that's all I have to say.
Fuck Shane Black.
About that.
Fuck Forrest Gump.
Well, I was just going to be nice, but now I'm going to be mean. No. So there's a podcast on a network called pop culture reflections, and they do this little game called Is It Better Than Point Break? Inspired by my friend, Matty Moores.
That's
Check
right.
it out. Meraki Bike Travels. This guy does it all. And he also really fucking loves Point Break. So, John, is this movie better than Point Break?
It's about lateral with Point Break. It's got a lot of the same qualities in the sense, like I just said, I can drop into it whenever. I think if you had to, like, gun to my head, which is the better film, Point Break's the better film, but I think I like Predator a little bit more.
Okay.
And probably a big chunk of that is nostalgia and, you know, being a male in an era where it's okay to be like, I'm a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus, and that's somehow considered socially acceptable to my generation. So that probably shades some of it, but I think if I had to pick, Point Break's a better film, but I think I like Predator a little bit.
You know what? You said it perfectly. I do think Point Break is the better film, but I do think I like Predator more as far as like the genre of film. Point Break is definitely the better movie overall, I think, with just the writing is excellent. The characters are excellent. They're both action movies, but I feel like Point Break might be a little bit more fleshed out with the story-wise and is a little bit more deeper. I'll say Point Break is the better movie, but I do enjoy Predator more. But Point Break is just like Terminator is better than Terminator 2 and Alien is better than Aliens. Yeah. Now, what do we got from Justin? Let's go.
This did not become a category on my show just because of the story of Maddie. I mean, that inspired it, but it became the A category on my movie reviews because I've loved Point Break since I was 10 years old, and that's not bullshit. That's for real. I like Predator, but I love Point Break. And there's three things that Predator doesn't have. Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, and Catherine fucking Bigelow.
I thought you were going to say Gary Busey for the third one.
No, that's a fourth one. That's a fourth one. But no, Catherine Bigelow, I love her. And we've talked about that ad nauseum at this point. But no, it's not better than Point Break. I won't even say it's equal as Point Break, because Point Break's an absolute fucking master class of action cinema. Maybe the best, to me, the best action film ever made, because it has heart, great direction, great writing. And I know there's an argument to be made, but for me, it's there. And on top of all that, I love the movie. So yeah, that's my take on it.
It's definitely in the conversation for like best action movie for sure. Again, like a good mix of drama. It's got some comedy in there. It's a good blend of everything. So I agree.
Broken record over here. Show me a better bank robbery scene than the scene in Point Break, and that
You won't
whole
find
chase
one.
that comes after it. There is
Yep,
no
you
better.
won't find one. No way. No, Heat has a good one, but it's not Point Break.
Yeah.
With all
And
due respect to Val Kilmer, like he's Val Kilmer is not allowed to be in my favorite action movie
he's in MacGruber.
under any circumstance.
He's Victor Von
I don't
Kamp.
like MacGruber.
What?
So, I don't like MacGruber. I'm sorry. I don't like the actor that plays. Again, I've been yelled at for this too. I don't like fucking the dude who plays MacGruber.
You don't like Will Forte?
No, he's a douche. He sucks and he's not funny.
Oh,
He's from a shit era of Saturday Night Live. The best thing he did in his career was be on one episode of The League where he played a drug addict who sat on his own balls.
I love Will Forte. Will Forte does no wrong for me. He's in all the Broken Lizard movies. He's fantastic in Beer Fest.
So he's in a bunch of shit. That's great.
Beer Fest? Come on. All right. We're moving on.
I'm an arbiter of shit movies, and those movies are beyond me. So
Oh, come on. Broken Lizard Crew is awesome. We've already talked about this because you need to watch Club Dread, the slasher movie. And done. All right, well, that was our little fun games with Predator. I'm going to go for a little listener feedback. We just asked the people to rate Predator 1 through 8 crusts. And this is this guy, he used to be the host of this podcast named Ryan. He gave it an 8. Perfect 8. Just like his chicken sandwich.
man, I would have really loved to hear him explain his opinion about this movie.
Yeah, Ryan. The fuck you at? He's working late my ass. Seamus gave it a 7.
Everything is giving you feedback on their own goddamn shows instead of being on it.
It's easy for them to say 7, 8, and not show up. Brother Rogers gave it a 7.8.
7.8?
Go for the 8.
He's like, you want a whole number? I was like, nah, man. I'm going to keep the 7.8. That's great. We'll go with that. My buddy Joe gave it an 8, and I got one response, and it was from Dewey Podmonster, and they gave it a 69.
It's all them biceps.
Yeah. So that was our episode on Predator, and I'm going to give Justin a little time to promote some pop culture reflections. Let the people know where they can find you, your Patreon, and all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, I said it all earlier, but yeah, proud member of the You Run Podcast Network at yourunpodcast.com. Check out my show. Check out all the shows, Dewey Podmonster included. You Can Eat That Crust. I could go on and on. Podcast in the Woods, The Girl and the Gay. There's all these great shows over there, Movies for Days. So they're all great. Check them all out. But yeah, you can find me there. You can the socials. I'm on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook. So check me out there. As far as some stuff coming up, there's a lot of great episodes that I have in the can that I'm really excited for them to come out. I've been changing things up a little bit. I have some fun, like, potpourri podcast discussion episodes coming up in the near future, and the sub-series with Greg Hoey himself. We're having a lot of fun, and we have some new stuff coming up that's really added a lot of dimension to our episodes. So I'm really excited for that as well. So check that out. You can find the podcast on any of the podcast platforms that are important. So yeah, give it a listen. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, give Justin a follow, leave a review, 5 stars, and yeah, check out his show. It's awesome. John, what do you got?
So for me, you can find our show on all the socials that I care to deal with. Search Dewey Podmonster, will come up. If you're on Blue Sky, you can also search at crap.town. We have our own domain on there for some reason. Probably most active on Instagram or Blue Sky. That's where I prefer to look for whatever reason. You can go to our site, which is crap.town. You can find all of our old and new episodes there. Anything that's upcoming, leave us feedback there. If there's some kind of movie you want to subject us to or just want to hear our opinion about, there's an option to send us feedback on there. Of course, please go to yourunpodcast.com. If anything has resonated with you in this entire conversation over the last hour or so, I would prefer for you to go there and listen to any of the shows on there. It doesn't have to be my show. It could be Justin's show, could be Greg's show, could be Boomer and Gabby's show. I should probably say these show names: Podcast in the Woods, Pop Culture Reflections, You Can Eat That Crust, or Puss. Of course, Scott and Mark. I don't know when Scott sleeps. It amazes me. Any show that's on there, these are all just people making great content for you to check out. So if you go there for this show, find something else while you're there, pick up a new thing to give a try. It's not going to hurt you. The only other things past that, so this is coming out in September. We do a monthly screening at Batch Brewing in Corktown, which is a neighborhood in Detroit. In September, we will be showing Waxworks. We'll have an episode coming up about that movie as well, right around the same time this comes out. And we're hoping to do a screening of Hellmare, which is RFN Pictures' new movie that is coming out by the end of the year. I don't have a date on that yet, but if you could, please follow RFN Pictures. Check out his first movie, which is Blood Gorge. Horror movies don't happen without independent horror movies happening first. So if you really like the genre, go find some stuff that you haven't heard. You know, RFN Pictures is a great guy. Just got married, so congratulations to him and his wonderful wife, and really looking forward to doing everything we can to get people to pay attention to Hellmare, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's got Uncle Lloyd in it. What can go wrong?
Well said. All right. Thank you to everyone who listened. If you want to check out our Patreon, for just as low as $1, you can get shows up to a week early, and you can help out the show. If you want to help out the show in other ways, you can leave a review, you can leave a comment. We are proud members of the yourunpodcast.com, where you can find our show, Justin's show, Pop Culture Reflections, John's show, Dewey Podmonster, What the Fuck Are You Doing? You can find Scott and Mark on the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review, Scott and Heather on the True Crime, on the Pusscast, you know, just so many cool members. Big ups to Scott. He's a G. And yeah, again, thank you for listening. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, get our show on Spotify, Apple Pod, and YouTube. And again, thank you guys so much for listening. And remember, in Crust, we trust and pus. Peace.
Yeah, I'm a stuff crust. A nigga something extra, yeah, I'm a stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, I'm a stuff crust. So what you choose, gonna bust, yeah, I'm a stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, I'm a stuff crust. A nigga something extra, yeah, I'm a stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, I'm a stuff crust. So what you choose, gonna bust, yeah, I'm a stuff crust.